Alright, what's going on everybody? It's Golmir here today, back again with another Destiny video. This is our Grandmaster Nightfall run through the Insight Terminus for the Nightfall weapon, Hung Jury. This is our Platinum full completion run up from the champion room, mainly, up to the boss room where we completed it. It was about 30 minutes, so I hope you enjoy. I decided to voice over this. There is no commentary. There's a few clips of the previous video that I uploaded. You'll see it, but you won't hear it. So yeah. My loadout is I am running the Deep Stone Crypt Sniper Succession with Lead from Gold Vorpal. It isn't the God roll. The God roll, if you did not know, is a God roll of Reconstruction Vorpal. I just cannot get one. For some reason, it's just near impossible. The closest one I've gotten is this one. I do have a Reconstruction Recollection one, but Vorpal on this sniper just seems so good. And Lead from Gold is actually a really underrated perk. Like, if you get heavy, if you don't have any special spawning, but you have a bunch of heavy spawning, this is a good perk just to get, just getting a good one. Reconstruction is good at the same time too, but yeah, before I continue, what you're about to see right here is what we do. I'm running, what's it called, Urza Titan. So there's a bit of a bug with GMs, and not even GMs in general, but there's this thing while we were running through, as I noticed while we were loading in, while I was running Urza, that I would not get my super back, which is what Urza does. So there's a bug at the moment where Urza does not give back super energy while you're in a well, so I had to step out of the well. So it was a bit awkward trying to get out of the way of the snipes and try to block the Scion snipes. But it worked pretty well in this, and as you can tell, I already have my super back, because in a few seconds, something bad's about to happen, to a point where I need to pop my super again. Another thing that we're running is, Danny is running, I believe he's running Truth Teller, Anarchy, and I think, what is his primary? I think he's running a Scout. He's running Hung Jury, I'm pretty sure. So, yeah. Tristan is running, what's it called? He's running Izanagi's Burden. It isn't as good, but we decided just that we would run it, that Tristan would just run it this time, just to destroy the champs. It isn't as good as it was last season, and with the anti-barrier, and it isn't as good, but it still does a huge number to champions. Especially, as you can tell, we just nuked the champion right there. And yeah, the blinding nades do help a lot with clearing ads. And as you could tell in the previous video of blind as a bat, what happens when you don't, when you forget to, and you didn't even realize it. Blinding nades do work. They can work. I'm running Unstop and Barrier. If you can't tell, I'm running the Eternal Blaze on. This Scout Rifle, if you didn't know, it sounds exactly like Hung Jury, except it isn't. It isn't a kinetic, and it doesn't have Firefly or Dragonfly. So it's not really that good. It's not the best, but it does a number on ads. I'm running middle. Danny is running the well with Phoenix Protocol. So while he kills ads or anybody that's in the well clears ads, he gets super energy back, so he gets another well. Plus my Urza Furiosa can get more supers, so we can just chain supers, and in those tight situations, especially not in this particular Nightfall, but other Nightfalls like Proving Grounds Nightfalls and other GMs in those like huge area, lots of ads. Those types of situations. Tristan's running Invis, multi-shadow shot, which is bottom tree. To clear ads, he's running Hung Jury, no, not Izanagi. Trusty Izanagi, and I think he's running a rocket. I think he's running a Hazen Vengeance, but that Hazen Vengeance, I'm pretty sure it maybe has overflow. Hazen Vengeance is from Vogue, if you did not know, and Hazen Vengeance is actually a really, really good rocket launcher. It can roll with Overflow, and the God roll pretty much is just Overflow Vorpal or Overflow Demolitionist. Whatever you think, Overflow is amazing on a rocket, which I'm pretty sure this might be one of the only rockets with Overflow. Let me check, actually. With Overflow. So after that, Danny does die because he does not have his he does not pop his wall. I almost choke there. Let me see. As I go back on the topic, I pop my super here. I block a lot of shots. This is where Urza comes in clutch. The thing about being an Urza Titan, you have to count down. Once you get down to that last sliver of health, start counting down from 5, because once you do, you're screwed. And if you do, and yeah, that may screw up the entire team, because if you die right after you pop your super, you don't gain super energy back. This is what screws people over, especially not in this Nightfall, but the Proving Grounds Nightfall, which is by far one of the hardest things to do without comms. What you have to do with comms. As you can tell, another thing from this room is just the blaring red, blaring red lines you just see from Scions trying to snipe you, and this guy, this dude with the heir apparent here, he's a literal raid boss. So another thing that happened, oh, look at I just died because people were body blocking me. That is just what happens. Anyway, back on the topic of Overflow on rockets, I'm pretty sure, I'm looking on light.gg. Yeah, Hazen Vengeance is the only rocket with Overflow, except for except for the Time Lust. The only weapons with Overflow is Galeron's right hand from that, and also I'd like to talk about what just happened there. On my screen, if you can't see, my Urza shield did not pop up, and that confused me so much. Anyway, I know I'm switching in between spare rations. I'm pretty sure that's the curated role that has Overflow. Night Watch can have Overflow. I'm pretty sure that's also, so basically these curated roles of spare rations, Night Watch, No Lonesome, and Gnawing Hunger, they all have Overflow. And if you don't know what the curated role means, is the tier 3 Reckoning, which is not available anymore. The Summoner Adept can have it. I'm pretty sure the normal Summoner does, because I have the only Summoner I have has has Overflow. The one thing the one Summoner I did get was actually really nice, because I actually like the Summoner. It's pretty good PvE, and post nerf it's alright. Python, the Pinnacle, what is it? The Pinnacle, what do you call those? There's Pinnacle, and then there's Ritual. The Ritual weapons from Gambit, which is Sunset now, because that was a season of the, there was season of no, that was Dawn. That was right. That was Dawn. This is Shotgun. Brass Attacks from season 13 and 21% Delirium can roll with has Overflow. So yeah, Overflow on a Hazen just feels so good. Thing about my sniper, another thing is, as us just going through this, I think this took us about 20 minutes. But this is definitely one of the best runs, because we go to the boss room with maybe 10 or 6 to 10 reses, but we go into the boss room with about 16, 17 reses, because mainly the room isn't that hard, apart from just capping the points. We have narrowed down capping the points to the first two. The two cap points, the cap point in the middle and the cap point to the left. The right one is what gets hard, which I'll get to when we get to the boss room. I think I grazed over some parts, but a tip about this GM is that you need to make sure that second round, once the Unstoppable drops the the Arc Core, make sure you have teammates that are back in the very back, because once you pick up that energy core, an ad will spawn in the middle, a Cabal drop with the barrier will drop, and then ads out of the portal, the first portal you see to your right will spawn. As you can tell, we are right now clearing out the barrier Colossus, And we have cleared both of them out, I'm pretty sure. And another thing is what's about to happen now. Once you get rid of both of those and the gladiators, you put the core through, that door will open. You need to just put a nade down there because what I will call these things is the goblins in assault mode will come through and they actually can just destroy you. Specifically that Minotaur. Tip of that Minotaur is that it is finishable, but if you do throw like a nade like my magnetic nade, you can literally just clear all the goblins out. So just make sure you don't peek the lane for too long or you're going to get absolutely destroyed. So as we get to the boss room, we had about 17 res tokens with 200k points. It is nice, but with Titans, this is what makes me scared every single time, is when we drop down that little hole. So I get scared. I get so scared because I thought I was initially dead. So here we go. Oh, okay, so I didn't die, luckily. Got another wave of assault mode goblins come out. Just make sure you don't get destroyed, because again, they can destroy you in assault mode. They can do that is, you don't joke. You don't sleep on those what's it called, on those assault mode goblins, because they will absolutely destroy you. You pop their heads off. It's like a safety pin. I don't even know. Another tip, it isn't really much important for Grandmasters, but if you're trying to get 100k on like Legend or Master, you just shoot the Hydra and some of the Minotaurs just once with a bullet or two, and you'll get the points back because Kargan will kill it for you. So you drop down here. Here's the boss room. You just cap the point here. Just know for record, Legionaries will come out of the front portal. Warbeast will come out of the right portal. Tristan invised, but in all cases of the GMs we've ran, we haven't had an issue with any of the ads coming on to the cap point at all. So here is where I spend most of the GM, is right here. If you can get over here, you have a really nice cheese spot, with the occasion of Kargan putting his that thing, what he just shot, the 3 little beams he shoots. You'll see it pop up above you. You should be fine as long as you don't step into that void wall. You step into that void wall, you are as good as dead, as long as you don't have concussion dampener. So yeah, Tristan has himself another cheese spot across from me. It is good. You can't shoot ads from that. You can't shoot ads, but my cheese spot works too. It's just what mostly consumes me and gets me out of my cheese spot for a second is frag grenades, because of the modifier. I think it's Scorched Earth. Yeah, that's what it is. Scorched Earth, which makes enemies throw more grenades at you, which is sort of a problem, because in most cases, if you get a nade stuck to yourself, ooh, I lived because of the chestplate mod, concussive dampener. If you have that thing on, you have a better chance of living unstoppable. Like when it does, like it shoots off the fire at you, you have a better chance of living. From afar, I don't know if you live from close. I'd guess you aren't, but yeah. As you can tell, I do have a bit of a head peek, and most of the nades that he throws off, they do go off behind you. But there is a time in this one, I forget when, it'll happen in a bit, when a frag nade just completely just lodges itself onto me. Do forgive me. Please do. And for these horrible, horrible anarchy shots that are shot at me, I think, yeah, these are one of the worst anarchy shots I have probably ever shot before. So, holy moly, please do forgive me. I finally hit one after missing like 8. Another thing about Grandmasters is if you're behind cover and you use all of your ammo, the Grandmasters will give you, I don't know if they're just Grandmasters, they may be just Grandmasters or Masters. They give you sympathy armor or not sympathy armor, it's any armor that is just on the ground that you haven't picked up, like special or heavy. Once you run out of all ammo, give it maybe 30 or 40 seconds, and you will get the ammo. It'll just automatically put back into your inventory. So that is what saves me from having to run out into the middle of the boss room. It may be a bit of a call out to another video that I am currently at the moment working on editing. It is a long video because I think the one we've actually failed to run prior to this, the day before, that it took us 30 minutes. It wasn't the greatest run, but we did have a bit of difficulty dealing with an unstoppable and chasing us, and us running out of ammo for grenade launchers, and I completely forgot about putting on grenade launchers. Another thing with this one is the incendiaries. We don't have that. Danny does have truth teller, but in most cases Danny is dead. I will just say it here. Danny has failed to clutch up on us twice. I am, yes, completely calling Danny out on this one. So, yes. If you're watching this, Danny, get better. Get better at GMs. The occasional gladiator will jump on you. You just gotta stay out of the way here. They luckily did patch from season 10 a glitch where gladiators just have this a longer lunge. Like if you thought gladiators had a large lunge, like the lunge of a falling guillotine before it was nerfed, then you are in store for season 10's gladiator. What's it called? Right here, I'm grabbing Danny's res, and I almost absolutely farm him from this. So this is almost, I think in a few seconds is when the clip that was uploaded last occurs. So yeah, you gotta watch out. You gotta watch your back as a chaff in Grandmasters if you just need tips. It's just for Grandmasters, survivability. It does not matter about doing damage. It does. That's why I brought a sniper. But you don't need to be running for Titans Curus. You need to be running Urza for Chain Super. For Warlock, you don't run Nova particularly. You run Well. Or Stasis Turret. Those Stasis Turrets have proved to be actually really, really good. Hunters, not Nighthawk. Do not, if you're a hunter, please don't use Nighthawk. Use Shadow Shot. Shadow Shot is by far one of the best, if not the best, Hunter Super. Because you can go invis in both trees, both top and bottom. Middle, just kind of, you get a kill. If you use middle tree for PvE for hunters, I don't know what you're doing. Please, bottom or top. Top tree, it gives one shadow shot, but the shadow shot that's one will last much longer. The bottom tree one will have a multi shadow shots, and when you hit what's it called, the crit spot from right off the top. Let me rephrase that. When you hit the crit spot oh my god, I need to rephrase this again. I am so sorry. When you hit that shadow shot more times, it'll do more damage, but the tether does not last as long. So here we have me and Danny trying to cap this last point. This is what kills us, is just the ads coming up on here and us not having void to suppress it, which this felt like the longest period of time of me and Danny just capping the point and it not happening, and then Danny dies again because of incendiaries. You need to have a void weapon. I don't have the void scout, and I'm pretty sure one of the only void scouts you get that are not sunset is the season of the hunt one that you get from the cryptolift, which I don't feel like grinding a few hours to get a good one. I think a god roll would be, I think that scout can run with full auto trigger. So it'd be good to have like full auto, I don't even know what other perks you can get with this. But yeah, we head back, and it is now final damage phase really. So basically you damage Kargan more and more until Kargan dies, but the more damage you do to Kargan, more ads will spawn, and you just clear those ads while at the same time damaging Kargan. Just try to stay alive, stay out of the way of those beams that Kargan just shot, and you will be good, honestly. With the occasion, now I'm pretty sure gladiators are not gonna spawn anymore. Now phalanxes will spawn. You just with barrier, if you do not know, barrier scout or barrier auto can pierce the barrier, and they go through what's it called. So yeah, I am surrendering, just trying to peek the lane, and right here, as you see, I get just a nade stuck directly to my chest, and somehow I live. Concussion dampener OP. We're nearly close, I'm pretty sure. So now at this point, we're just chipping off as much damage as we can to do the Kargan, clearing out at the same time too, so we don't get overloaded. Champion. Except there's no champions in this one. You can tell I'm running back. I think I actually lost the timing a bit, because now the video is completely and utterly desynced, so I'm gonna have to resync that. That's fun. So now, by now, Kargan's health is down to the last bar. Nothing special I don't think happens, but here's another example of anti-barrier working. Shooting at a phalanx's head. Just watch those frags. You can use my cheese spot and Tristan's spot. You see a lot of people uses that spot. So as I take a drink of what is this? Lime Jarritos, if you don't know what those are. Those are basically just like glass bottles, but they have like multiple different flavors. They taste like really good, and each and every one of them, in my opinion. So yeah, the reason why I only just did an upload of GM, what's it called, Insight Terminus, is we cannot get a completion down of glassware. Yeah, I just died. That's unfortunate. Glassway is, we got it down. We got Glassway down to the boss room. We had like 12 or 10. I almost just knocked over. Glassway GM. We could not get up. We got everything down to the boss room, but the overload minotaurs just destroyed us, and the wyvern. This is what screwed us. But now hopefully there's a bit more of of me thinking I could just push the champion. I didn't die, luckily, but I thought I could be able to kill it, because the last time I did it, when Tristan and Danny both died, I clutched up by doing most of the damage. I think it was like half of the health. But by now, yeah, we're done. We have completed Grandmaster Nightfall. Insight Terminus, baby, yeah. About 22 minutes of commentary. I have a bunch of, I'm full of engrams because I'm currently doing something for a different video, but it has something to do with Umbrals. So if you are a fan of Destiny, then you'll probably know what I mean. So thank you so much for listening. If you listened, this is a tip and a commentary of Grandmaster Nightfall: The Ordeal. Insight Terminus. Go out there, get an LFG team. Just look up Destiny 2 LFG. If you're high enough and 1335 power, that's a hard cap. No, pinnacle. That's pinnacle cap plus a 15 power bonus if you do the math correctly. So yeah, hope you enjoy. This is me, the Golden Golem, signing off for today. If you enjoy, make sure to like button down below for more Destiny content or other cockpit content if you want. And I'll catch you guys next time. Bye bye.